farmers markets, they've sprouted up all over, making it easier for all of us to enjoy the harvest of locally grown fruits and vegetables. But what happens now when the weather's turning cold and the fields freeze over? Is it still possible to eat locally grown food all year long in the Cleveland area? Mary Lou Susko says yes. Mary Lou's the author of The Locavore's Kitchen. Thanks for joining us, Mary Lou.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so now what's a locavore? Let's start with that.
A locavore is somebody who prefers to eat food that is grown or produced close to home, or food that actually comes out of your own garden. It's a real word, and it is in the Oxford American Dictionary.
Well, I'm going to have to check that.
Okay.
But anyhow, all right, so it seems pretty easy in the summer to eat locally grown food. There's
Very
all these
easy.
farmers markets, they spring up, and the food's great, and there's lots of options. What about the winter?
Well, this is where panic sets in for people who don't know that you can stretch the season a little bit, and you can do that through canning. I've brought a couple of things here that I've canned all season long. But even if this is not your thing, there are things that you can do, like you can take pumpkin, puree that, put that in the freezer. That lasts until spring. I mean, pumpkin pie in spring would be really fun. And pestos you can make and freeze. So you can call your freezer into service to do the same thing if you're not into canning. But even if you're not into that, things like maple syrup and honey and meats and some grains will help get you through too.
So, I mean, just looking at some of the things you have here, because I was fascinated. So, we're looking at green tomato marmalade,
Right.
And dill pickles and pecans, and I mean, but this must take a huge amount of work to be putting this stuff together.
It does, but it's a labor of love, and I don't want you to think that the pecans are local, because they're not.
Oh, okay.
But we're
All
going to
right.
use that for something else that we're doing.
Okay, so tomato sauce, you see, you make your own?
Yes.
And do you need special education to do that?
No, you need to have some good sources so that if you're going to get into canning, that you're using the right techniques and the safe techniques. And one really good place to rely on is the Ohio University Extension Service. That is a great resource for information on canning and how to do it correctly.
All right, so tell us what you brought, and tell us
Okay.
how our viewers can make use of this sort of stuff.
Well, what we were going to do today is we're going to put together a few things that you can put together all year long with locally grown ingredients. So, and we're going to use honey, because honey is one of my favorite ingredients, local ingredients. I'm a beekeeper, so I actually harvest this out of my backyard.
Okay.
I've harvested 35 pounds of honey this year, and so that was a good year for me.
Wow.
But I like to take a couple of things that I like to do with honey. I like to make things that really feature the flavor of honey instead of maybe mask it or overpower it. So I will mix some honey that we have here, some of the lighter honey, with some butter, and the butter is actual local butter from Hartzler Dairy. You want to mix that up?
Oh, okay. We
And
only have
then-
a little bit of time here, so you
Yes.
gotta move fast.
And then
So I'm
in my own
mixing it.
garden, chives are still coming up, so I'm going to add some chives. So
Okay.
that's just a simple butter that we can make. Now, the other thing I like to do with honey is I like to get a sharp cheese, and I usually like something like a blue cheese, something that is aged, like maybe Lake Erie Creamery Bluma. Drizzle that with honey, and then top it with some pecans, and that's all you need to keep the local flavors at your table
This
all
is
year
great.
long.
This is great. And all this stuff, I mean, where would we go? Is there a place to go to get this if we don't make it ourselves?
Farmers markets are a great place
Do they
to
stay
find.
open in the winter?
Some do, and some of the ones that stay open, they move inside. So they don't stay outside, they move inside to maybe church halls or large places where they can accommodate some of the farmers. But you'd be able to find some of these things year-round. Don't forget, too, that a lot of our local grocery stores are doing a really good job of stocking locally grown products. So you
Great.
can find things like Hartzler butter.
We'll give people a website right now.
Yes.
Thank you, though.
You're welcome.
For more ideas and recipes, check out Mary Lou Susko's book, The Locavore's Kitchen. My thanks to Mary Lou for helping us live La Vida Loca today.
You can find Mary Lou's book, The Locavore's Kitchen, at www.ohioswallow.com, as well as at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart. Next, look who's smiling now.